Check this out.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Countdown is go at T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition.
This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic. Here's your host, Tim Scott.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us once again. This is Tim Scott, joined by
his lovely wife, Dawn.
And we are still talking about our recent trip to Florida. Mm-hmm. So far for this show, we're still going to be at the rental house.
Yes.
But we're going to talk about the activities we did this time at the rental house. And since it wasn't all Disney, it's going to be some unique things that we haven't done before. It's been a really long time.
Right.
It's changed totally.
For sure.
So, we get to the hotel. We get to the rental house. Mm-hmm. We're all set up. We get up. What's one of the first things we did? What's the first thing we did that week?
Well, my sister, her two kids, and Mackenzie decided to go to Hollywood Studios.
They did.
And I just think, Mackenzie for sure. And I think my sister and her kids, if they come to Florida, they have to go to a Disney park at least once.
And it pained me not to go, but we just couldn't go.
Me too. It was 95 degrees that day.
It's a hot one.
And it was really, really humid. And I do not do well in heat and humidity. And definitely my parents could not have handled it.
Right.
So they're in their 80s and, that's just too much for them. So we stayed home with my mom and dad. And that's when we went to the Walmart and got our produce and all that fun stuff. And,
Right.
And Carrie drove the kids and they went to Hollywood Studios for the day. So, and they had a really good time.
They did have a good time.
But I think my sister's getting like me. She got very, very sick, from the heat. And
yes, there's definitely a heat issue there.
Yeah, honestly, she probably had something going on. She's a nurse, so I think she kind of knew what to do and forced herself to drink. And she ended up with a migraine on top of the heat.
Yes.
Probably is it heat exhaustion? I don't know. She was very, very sick that night. So we were all pretty worried. But thankfully she recovered. She was okay the next day.
Yep, absolutely.
So, but while they were at Hollywood Studios, we did some stuff around the house, got things settled.
We did.
And then...
What happened then?
You go ahead and say it.
Are we talking about the dinner?
Yes.
Oh, so...
What else are we talking about?
I don't know. I don't know if we do a separate show to talk about dinner, but we'll just talk about it here because it was fantastic. Sure. So for quite a while, leading up to the trip, where I was trying to get a table for Topolino's Terrace at Disney's Riviera Resort. And then we got one. We got a notification actually while we were at the Publix.
Right.
That
just
a table
one
was
day before.
At a good time.
Yes.
Actually, I don't know if I told you this. I got a notification earlier, like days before, but it was like a 9 or 9:30 p.m. reservation.
That wouldn't have gone well.
That never would have gone.
No.
But 5 o'clock came through. I logged in. It was still there. Mm-hmm. And I told you, hey, how do you feel about going to Topolino's at 5:05 p.m.?
I'm like, book it. hurry.
And I was like, it was already been booked.
Yes. So we got dinner reservations for 4. So it's you and myself and my mom and dad.
Yes.
We're going to go because the other ones were at the studios.
Right.
So we did that. And I guess we will note that I think our reservation was like 5:45, wasn't it?
Was it 5? Maybe the other reservation was 5:05. But yeah, it was 5. It was in the 5 o'clock hour.
Yeah. By that time, my sister had started really not feeling well, and she was going to go home. So Mackenzie peeled off the tour.
She peeled off
and said, "Can I go to Topolino's with you?" And we only had a reservation for 4, so we did have to ask.
We did ask,
and they were so accommodating. But we'll get to that.
Yes.
So we get to Riviera. Oh my goodness!
Well, first we had to pick up Mackenzie.
Yes, because the Skyliner went down.
So she was trying to get to Riviera.
Right.
So she took the boat to the beach club and figured she would catch the Skyliner there. Probably because she had time, wanted to take the boat.
Right.
I don't know. And then she got over there and she's like, the Skyliner's not running. I get a text. I'm like, okay, where are you at? You're at the beach club. We'll go pick you up there, just out front.
Yes.
And it was flawless. They let us in to pick her up.
Yes.
Picked her up, and Riviera is literally like not even a 5-minute drive from Beach Club, taking that little back road. So
And as a side note, we did bring her a change of clothes. So she wore a very nice dress.
She did.
Yes.
Everyone looked very nice.
Yes.
Even I didn't clean up too bad.
You clean up very well.
Yeah, I have moments.
So Riviera is very, very beautiful.
Our first time there, by the way.
It was our first time there, and I'm now I really, really want to stay there.
I know.
So it was really beautiful. So we took the elevator up to the top floor, and we checked in. They said, just give us a minute. We'll do a table for 5. My mom and dad do use transport chairs when they have to walk any distance, because it's just easier for them.
Right.
And they ask, would they be transferring, or would they, want to sit in their wheelchairs? But both my mom and dad transfer.
Right.
So we got to our table, and it was awesome. It was right by a window with an amazing view. It was so pretty there. And then 2 of the cast members, I'm not sure what their roles were. We were going to take the chairs back out to the lobby so they weren't in anyone's way. And they did it for us.
I think the one, I forget her name, but I think she was like the main maitre d' there.
Oh, was she? They were just so nice, so accommodating.
Because she was talking to her headset and directing people where to go and where they were taking us and that kind of thing.
That's probably what she was then.
Yes.
But yeah, just from the moment we walked in, we just felt so accommodated and cared for. And so, they just did a great job.
They did. And this kind of harkens back to our rooftop dining show that we did not too long ago.
Yes.
So, truth be told, we did know we were going to be dining there.
Yeah.
Because it was actually after the fact. But
right.
Anyway, so went up the restaurant, beautiful on the inside. Mm-hmm. I didn't know terribly what to expect. Mm-hmm. It's not a large restaurant.
No, it's relatively tiny.
And plenty of space, though.
Oh, yes. They have the tables. I'm not sure if it's still spaced out from COVID, or
I don't know.
If they just space it out. That's just how they want the ambiance to be.
Right.
Which I think it's lovely. Absolutely
and
lovely.
Plus, the tables weren't jam-packed, I don't recall.
No, not at all.
So for as hard as it was to get a reservation, it didn't seem like they were totally booked.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Again, we had an early reservation, I think, comparatively, so that could have been part of it.
So... But it was very, very nice.
And then they told us, as we were being seated or right after, about the terrace. Feel free after dinner to go out to the terrace, enjoy some time, get some pictures.
Right.
And the seating area up there, you could hang out there for quite a while if you wanted to. There are chairs and couches.
Yes.
Edison, I think they're called Edison-style lights adorning
the
area, looking very nice.
Yeah, it was great. And you could see, pretty far. Mm-hmm. So the terrace was beautiful. So,
and they even said, if you'd like to hang out until the fireworks
you can
start. Now,
do that.
Again, we had early dinner, so
yeah, we did not do that. No. But it was really, really nice.
So they told us about the terrace. We did take some pictures. We talked about this on the dining show.
Mm-hmm. We had a lovely meal. It was delicious.
And I don't know if the dining show will be out after this or before this, but for details on the dining show,
they're coming.
They've
already been.
Or they've been. Either way.
Yes.
Suffice it to say, food fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
We did take a quick Skyliner ride, because how could you not?
How could you not? My mom and dad, they really wanted to give it a try after they heard all about it from us.
Yes.
And they really enjoyed it. I think so. It was good.
So that was a crazy late night for us, having dinner at 5 o'clock. And
yeah. So we get back and we're, making sure my sister was okay. And everybody kind of went to bed. And we had planned on Monday, because my sister was taking the kids to the studios, we had planned on Monday to be an at-house day.
Yes.
So we stayed at the house. We enjoyed the pool. We got a puzzle out and did a puzzle.
Right.
We just hung out, and it was a really nice day.
Right.
So.
And then really the next major event in the vacation.
Well, Tuesday we were supposed to go to Kennedy Space Center.
Right.
But Mackenzie woke up, did not feel well.
Right.
And we decided we weren't going to go. And my family said, well, we're not going to go either. We'll just wait and see if she feels better later in the week, which thankfully, whatever it was, I'm guessing maybe something she ate. Because it was fairly a quick illness.
Right.
So something she ate didn't agree with her. So we stayed home with Mackenzie. We actually moved her upstairs into our room because it had the bathroom attached so that she wasn't near my parents or walking to the bathroom that was on the main floor that wasn't anywhere near her room.
She's kind of self-contained up there.
Yeah, we just thought that would be a good idea. She didn't eat hardly anything all day.
Right.
She just didn't feel fantastic. But yeah, but another good thing for the house, it had the washer and dryer. So when she was done and we were moving her back down to her own bedroom that night, we were able to wash our sheets.
Right.
You know, so that if she had something, we weren't going to get it.
Right. Wash her sheets, washed our sheets.
Yes. But my mom, my sister, and my sister's 2 kids went to the Titanic Museum.
Yes.
And I kind of want to go now. They said it was absolutely fascinating. And so they had just really a nice time there. When you go in, you're actually given a passenger. And they tell a little bit about that passenger, if they were first, second, or third class, you know, a little bit about their history, whatnot. And then you go through the museum, and then at the end you find out if they survived or not.
Right.
So, and of the 4 of them, only one of them survived.
Oh.
I know. So, but it was really, I mean, I loved hearing all about it.
Yeah,
My sister had a lot of great pictures, and they said things were so well preserved because the passengers traveled with leather trunks that were sealed really well. So I think it was in the 90s when a lot of the artifacts from the Titanic were brought up, and they were able to like see all what was down there, because it was even like a letter that was written that you could still read, and it was really interesting.
It was. Then after that, they one of the last Friendlies.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the Friendlies restaurants.
They're not in Ohio anymore.
No, I don't think they're much of anywhere anymore. I think there's very few left.
But they found a Friendlies and they had some lunch.
They did.
At Friendlies.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope, nothing wrong with that at all. Okay.
So.
Then the next day, on Wednesday, we went to
NASA.
That's awesome. That was so good. We kept my dad in his transport chair, but we rented my mom a scooter.
Right.
She likes to have a little more independence to go and do things.
And we rented it at Kennedy Space Center. We did not rent it and take it over.
Right. Because it was cheap. It was like $30 for the rental.
Fantastic.
So, if you're used to Disney prices, that was not what we got. So we were really surprised at how affordable that was for the day. The first thing that we decided to do was the bus tour.
Yes.
And kudos to the bus drivers there. They're just as amazing as the Disney bus drivers.
Oh, they were. Very accommodating.
He did. And they asked my dad, you know, do you want to go up the bus steps? You know, should we just keep you in the wheelchair? We can, you know, and we decided just to keep my dad in the wheelchair. And they take him up, you know, the bus lift in the wheelchair, and got him on, then took my mom up in the scooter, got her on.
Yep.
Yeah, it was really nice. And then they did transfer out of their chair in the scooter to sit in a regular seat.
Right.
So, because I think we were on one of the very first tours, or very close to in the morning. So the bus was not full at all.
Right.
So that was good. And he asked, do you want to sit in a seat? So that he knew how many more people he could get on his bus, because he picked up the people in the wheelchairs and the scooters first, and then he goes on to pick up others.
Right.
So he did great there.
Absolutely.
So we did the bus tour. Very, very informative. There's television monitors to watch.
Yes.
Tells you all about it. And then it drops you off at the Saturn V building
exhibit. Yeah.
And it has the Saturn V rocket in there. It has the Apollo space capsule in there.
Yes. A couple good little short movies are in there.
Short little movies are in there that we watched. They were very, very good. Very informative.
Very well done.
There's also a little restaurant in there. We did not eat there.
No.
But there is a little place to eat there if you choose. But really nice.
And everything, if you want to get back on the bus, you exit through a gift shop, which they did get from Disney.
Yes. Most likely. Then we got back on the bus.
Yep.
And they have, like Disney, they have mobile call ahead ordering for food.
They do.
And that was great. So my sister passed around her phone, and we all ordered what we wanted to eat.
Hardest part was finding a table.
Yes.
It was a very busy restaurant, but there didn't appear to be a lot of tables.
There was no. There was seating outside, but
no.
Like I said, you and I don't do, well, you're better than I am. I don't do well in the heat. My parents don't do well in the heat, and my sister should not have been in the heat.
Right. Absolutely.
So we found a little table. We kind of all crowded around a little bit.
Right.
And then the people next to us, because there was 7 of us, the people next to us were finishing up and they left. And so we kind of grabbed that table too.
Right. Or we scared them off. Something happened.
I think they were done. But we didn't linger. We ate and we were done.
No.
So then after that, we went to the Atlantis building.
The Atlantis building exhibit. Very well done.
Extremely well done. I so impressed.
I did not know what to expect because, I really don't like to watch too much stuff online because I want to experience it while I'm there. I will say, big long ramp to get up to the exhibit.
Goodness.
So just be prepared if you're pushing a wheelchair or something like that. Just letting you know.
Yes, it's a very long ramp to get up there.
And
but once you're there,
it's fine.
Yeah, and then there was a little movie there that explained about it and about the shuttle program, and that was really neat. And then you go in to see the actual Atlantis space shuttle.
Yep, at the end of the movie, kind of reveals to the actual Atlantis, which is huge.
It is.
Breathtaking.
I mean, the payload area is huge, but I'm like, where does the crew live and sleep and,
Right.
It just blows my mind. It was amazing. We just absolutely loved it. So we
did.
Took some pictures. There are some like interactive exhibits throughout there, which I think we tried some of them.
Yes.
My dad and I tried the one where you had to dock the, I don't know, it was I think it was in the Apollo exhibit. I don't remember. Oh. But we had to dock the capsule, and that didn't go well. My dad's like, hey, you need to get me away from here. I just can't do this. It was frustrating him.
Right.
Because it's not like a joystick on a game. It's very touchy.
Yes.
So, and neither he or I are patient people. So we did not do well.
I'll say the Atlantis exhibit had multiple levels.
Yes.
So you can walk around and kind of see the top of the shuttle. You can walk underneath the shuttle.
Yes.
It was very, very well done. And little trivia. I'll let you share about the how it's hanging in there.
Yes. So in order to see into the area that was like the payload area that carried all their supplies, they have the Atlantis on an angle, and it's a 43.21 degree angle.
Yes.
And the trivia is, why is it at 43.21 degrees angle? It's because they count down 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
There you go.
That was pretty cool. I liked it.
That was a good trivia, I thought.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was awesome. There's also inside the Atlantis building where they had the shuttle experience.
Yes. We didn't do that. Your sister did that.
Yes, my sister and her 2 kids did that. Mom, Dad, and I, and we sat that one out. I get really motion sick and vertigo, so I decided that probably wasn't the best for me.
Right.
But my sister and her kids did it, and they said it was really cool. They really enjoyed it. So it was like, a little NASA launch on a space shuttle. It was pretty
Very
cool.
Nice.
So currently NASA is working on a new moon landing project.
Yes.
Which I had heard that they were doing it, but I really didn't think much about it.
They've been working on some of that stuff in Ohio. I don't know if you knew that.
At Lockheed Martin?
John Glenn, and then some of the, I think it's called the Sandusky plant over there, which is actually another Disney trivia, but where they shot some of the, I think it was Captain America movie.
Oh, that's groovy.
I know. Who knew?
Yeah. But the new moon landing project is called Artemis.
Yes.
And it's very significant.
Why is that?
Because the first moon landing project was called Apollo, and Artemis is Apollo's twin sister in mythology. So we have Apollo and Artemis. I like that it's a female, actually.
Yeah, very cool.
And I think there's going to be the first female on the moon through the Artemis project.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. So after that, then we wanted to go see the Heroes and Legends building. I'm not sure what happened. A lot of things like you just have to wait. And by that time I was hot, I was tired, and I was getting cranky.
Yeah, and we'd been there for quite a while.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We'd been there for quite a while.
And there wasn't too much left to do. And so was that Gateway building? I think that just opened that morning we were there.
Right.
And they were doing a little speech about it, or, about the opening, and we were buzzed by a jet.
Oh, yeah. 2 or 3.
I don't know if it was the same one over and over again or not.
I don't know. But my dad said that was worth the price of admission.
He did.
My dad loves planes, and so does my brother. I'm sorry my brother wasn't there to see it. But yeah, my dad is a huge plane fanatic. So he was he missed the first one because they were inside an air-conditioned building. But when they heard it, they came out and he saw the other 2.
And then the 2 more flybys or 2 more jets went by. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were showing off.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Totally awesome.
And they were very low.
Yeah.
So there was
totally
no doubt.
made my dad's day.
Yeah, it was impressive.
I was super happy that he got to see that. So it was worth it that we waited one more day to go.
Yes.
Yep. So then we left. You, me, and Dad left because we were hot and tired.
Yep, ready to
make
the trek back.
My mom, my sister, and her 2 kids stayed a little bit longer. But they weren't too far behind us getting home.
No.
So that was good. And then Thursday,
what happened Thursday?
Thursday, we went to the Florida Aquarium in Tampa. Yes,
this was a shorter drive from the Davenport Champions Gate area. It was probably about an hour exactly, I think.
I think so.
It was fish in tanks. And I'll let you pick this up because I was not impressed terribly. We've been to better aquariums.
Our daughter, Mackenzie, really loves aquariums. So she was really looking forward to this. We have been to many aquariums because every year before she goes back to school, we do a Mackenzie Day and she picks what she would like to do. And lately it's been an aquarium somewhere.
Yes.
And so it's been a lot of fun. So we get there. And we tried to order tickets online, but their online ticketing system was down.
For a day and a half.
Yes. So we couldn't just use the show and go, get in, show your tickets on your phone and get in.
Just walk right in.
So we had to wait in line. We were in line probably 30 or 40 minutes because their own ticketing system was running really, really slow. And they were apologetic and, that's nice and whatever. But so we finally get in. And we discover, we had seen them getting off the buses, there were daycares there.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of daycares. Anywhere from I think the kids were maybe 4 or 5 years old up to maybe 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
Day camps for parents that need care for their kids during the day. So we started out in an area called Wetlands. And it smelled horrible there.
I like the wetlands.
Oh, I'm like, my sister's house backs up to a wetland. If I need to see catfish, I'll just go there. Or, Akron Zoo has a river otter and that kind of stuff. I mean, it was not, there was ducks and birds and a lot of things that we have right there in our own backyard. If you live somewhere where you don't have a wetland and you would want to see that probably would be okay, but it was pretty stinky. But anyway, these daycare kids were just running rampant and the adults that were in charge of them could not have cared less what these kids were doing because they were screaming and banging on the tanks and
poor fish.
Getting in front of families that were trying to see and it was awful. So we decided, you know what, let's back out of the wetlands. Let's do the other part first and then we'll so we went over to the seas part of it. Mm-hmm. And it was nice. It was okay. Very nice. We've just been to better aquariums that have much, much better theming than that one did. And so we were happily sitting and watching a beautiful sea turtle show off right in front of the tank. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And here come the daycare kids.
Yeah. Time to go.
Yeah.
Because we tried to stay ahead of them at that point then.
So we moved on and we saw they had an octopus and some jellyfish and it was all right. So we get to another tank and they had scuba divers down there. Mm-hmm. And so we thought that'd be pretty cool. See what they're doing down there. I'm not sure. We never did find out what they were doing because here come the daycare kids. And all their leaders had to do was say, okay, we can sit and watch, but we're going to stop the screaming because they were screaming.
Right.
And they were excited. I understand that. I can have, compassion for that. But, the daycare people, the adults did not tell them, sit down so that the people in wheelchairs and the young children in strollers can see too.
Right.
They were they were like 3 and 4 kids deep climbing on each other trying to see. It was a hot mess. And the aquarium staff didn't do anything to stop it.
No.
Nothing. And honestly, it was not cheap. I think it was about $35 a person.
I was just going to bring up, it was not a
no
inexpensive trip.
No, it was about $35 a person, and it was awful. And so we finished that. So then we said, well, let's go outside and see the penguins, which ended up being a penguin. I'm telling you, it was probably the most pathetic exhibit I have ever seen of probably any animal.
Now I remember SeaWorld. I don't remember if it was Orlando or back when they had Ohio. They had the big SeaWorld or what was it? The Penguin Experience Encounter.
Penguin Encounter. Mm-hmm.
And you were inside a building.
Yes.
And I think you had penguins on both sides of you.
No,
at least
just
the one side.
Just
but
one.
It was deep. Lots of penguins. They're all splashing in the water.
And they had a really cute habitat.
Yes.
And they had water and they had, rocks to climb
Yes.
on. It was good. No, this was literally, I'm not sure the window was more than 3 feet by 3 feet.
And it wasn't inside. You had to walk outside.
Yes.
To look at the penguins behind the glass.
And it wasn't penguins. It was penguin. And he had his back to us, and he was probably like, just get me out of here. This is ridiculously small for, I did not think it was an appropriate, but what do I know? I'm not a zoologist.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But I didn't even pretend to be a zoologist.
No. So, but we went back in. Of note, there is a nice little children's splash pad outside for kids to splash around in. Yeah, so that probably was really, really nice. If we had young children, that probably would have been an amusing thing to do.
Right.
But as, 8 adults or close to adults, teenagers and adults. Yeah, no. So then we decided to give the wetlands a try again. Yes. So we went back upstairs. They have one elevator in the entire building. So we had to wait in line to get upstairs because there's people with strollers that needed to use it as well. Not just people in wheelchairs. And so we started through the wetlands again, and I think we saw everything. They have a python, snake. And,
there were ducks. We have ducks in Ohio. So the ducks didn't impress us much.
Nothing impressed me much. So Florida Aquarium, you can cross that off your list because there's no reason to go there. It was awful.
Yeah.
Although I looked at some of the reviews online before we went. Some of the reviews were not good, but enough of them were good. I thought, I'll be good to go.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think the ones who left good reviews possibly had never been to another aquarium.
That could be.
Because if they had been to any other aquarium, they would have been like, this is awful.
Right.
So, and it wasn't just an awful aquarium because the exhibits were terrible. The employees were not helpful at all. Like, just tell the daycare teachers, you need to tell your kids to settle down. You need to tell your kids to stop screaming in people's ears. You need to tell the kids to sit down so other people can see these tanks.
Right. And who knows if the teachers even spoke to them before they got there. But this is how we need to behave at the
I don't think they
aquarium.
Did.
So
they just let them run wild. It was awful.
I know.
And then they were shouting at these kids, get back here, because they were running ahead and mercy. Anyway, so Friday comes.
Friday.
So, and... my sister then, she and her kids decided they were going to go to the beach for a little while, down to Clearwater.
Oh, after the aquarium, yes.
Right. So we went back to the house. My sister and her kids went down there, and she had posted a picture on Facebook about being there. And by chance, my cousin from Texas commented on it and said, oh, he wasn't very far away from where we were staying. And so
who knew?
I didn't know.
We didn't
know. And I probably haven't seen him. Or none of us had seen him in several years.
Right.
Because he lives in Texas. So I messaged him and I said, hey, we're going to breakfast tomorrow. Do you want to join us? And it was him and his wife and his daughter. And we went to breakfast and got to see my cousin.
We did all
that
go to
was
breakfast.
Amazing. But I also should do a shout out that we had friends from Ohio that have been friends with my mom and dad since their college days. They were coming back from a cruise, and he does have a house down there. The one that's my age has a house down there, and they were staying there overnight before their flight home. And so they came over to our rental house and brought some lunch for us, and that was really, really nice. So we got to see friends Monday night. Monday night, we got to see friends before they went back, and it was just fabulous to see them. And then we got to see my cousin.
You're right.
And where did we go to breakfast?
We went to breakfast at Ohana's.
Yes. You have to do something Disney while you're there.
We do. So we kind of started it with Topolino's, and then we kind of more or less ended it at Ohana.
Right. And we added 3 more people onto our reservation.
Again, it was a reservation for 6, I believe.
However many we had.
Yeah.
And honest to Pete, bless the Disney people's hearts, because we can't be the only one that's doing that.
No.
And they're so nice about it, and they act like it's not a problem at all, even though possibly it is for them.
But we always go in saying, we have this many people, we don't mind waiting.
Right. And we've been accommodated.
Every time.
So we appreciate that so much. And especially because it was just so amazing to see my cousin. It was so good to see him. And I had never met his wife.
Right.
You know, or his stepdaughter. So it was great to see them and meet them. And they're just fabulous. And it was just really a really good day.
It was a good morning.
It was. So, and then we went back to the house and hung out at the house for a little bit. And I think kids got in the pool. And we played Mexican train dominoes. That was really fun. We had finished our 1,000-piece puzzle, so that was done.
Well, so you finished it. I didn't touch it.
It was fun. And my parents and Mackenzie and my sister and her kids, they flew out Friday night because that was the nonstop flight.
Right.
So,
right.
And it's just easier nonstop. So they flew out and they went home. And so then it was just you and me.
Just you and me?
At the rental house for the one night before we packed up. And for the next show, we'll talk about
what we did after that.
That's right.
Are we going to tell you that now? No, that's a teaser. You want to stay tuned for the next show.
Yes.
And we'll tell you where we might be right now.
That's right.
We'll see.
See you then.
Awesome. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We were kind of all over the place with that one, but lots of good information, I think. Kennedy Space Center a plus. Tampa Aquarium a minus. Every Disney dining experience we did, plus.
Plus.
Oh, everybody. I'm Tim Scott. Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Hey, if you're thinking you want to do any of this stuff, let me know and visit us over at ResortLoopTravel.com.
That's right.
Also joined by
his lovely wife, Dawn.
And if you're thinking of moving somewhere down there, say you want to live near the Tampa Aquarium or the Kennedy Space Center.
That's right.
Or just move closer to Disney. It's right in the middle. Visit our good friend Victor Naraki at DisneyAtYourDoorstep.com. Everybody, you've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.